Hey Cancer, it's Empress Rose. Welcome to your reading. These are very general readings, of course, so take what works, leave what doesn't. Check Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for other insights into your life, especially if this one doesn't happen to resonate with you. I always find it interesting, like, did I catch your storyline? Did I catch your wave? Did I catch your vibe? Or didn't I, you know? And for some of you, I will have caught the full wave. Some of you will be on a interrupted wavelength where we're jiving sometimes, and some of you are going to be like, this is not for me. And that's the way these work. So all of these cards are pre-shuffled and prayed over before I started. We're going to get a nice clear message for Cancer here. It's going to be awesome. All right, Cancer, we're going to start with this Oracle of Mystical Moments deck to give me an intuitive direction of where we're going. All right, Cancer. Where are we going this week? What's our vibe? Okay, 4 cards, that's my maximum. We got this. Whew. We got this night ride. You're going through some darkness, some difficulty. You have guidance. You have someone with you, whether you can see them or not. This elephant's pretty dark, so you might not be able to see the elephant in the dark, but he's ferrying you across. You're protected. You're protected on this journey. You can't necessarily see where you're going and where it's all leading, but you are protected on it. We have this New Directions card. I always have to be careful how I say that, because New Directions is always new directions, and I just wish I didn't know that and could unhear that and unsee that and go back in time and have that erased from my mind. But that's not what's going to happen. So, New Directions. So you had a great idea. You thought this was really going to work. The current situation that you're in that was supposed to take you this great idea, or this thing that made some sense intellectually, isn't working anymore. It's kind of being blown to bits. And you've realized this very quickly. A bunch of people are in a panic about it. The people that are still sticking with sort of the intellectual idea, the original idea, are panicked, but you are onto something else. You're floating off. You've grabbed a seed, so this seed has a promising new beginning with it. So, but that new beginning, you're being blown off into this night ride. So you got some darkness and a lack of clarity here. You've left a situation that seemed very clear and seemed like it was going to work, and now you're in no man's land and you don't know where you're going. You're about halfway done though, because we have this moon dance card. It is a pretty delicate dance. We've got these 3 little birds here, and they are singing everything's going to be all right. You have this moon up here, so this moon is helping bring you forward. It's helping you balance. So you're being balanced with some self-reflection. You're moving forward with the help of some self-reflection, some good ideas. But it's a very careful, very delicate dance. You have 2 things telling you everything's going to be okay. You have this elephant that's ferrying you across. You may be either one of these owls. You could be the more child owl that's being protected. You could be the bigger owl that's doing the protecting. But either way, you've got your help and your assistance. It can be seen, it can be unseen. Here we have this unseen assistance in this balloon. Well, she can see it. She's holding on to it, but she's not necessarily looking at it. And then we have these 3 little birds singing, everything's going to be okay. But you are about halfway through a difficult high wire act that's been a little bit scary and a little bit weird. You're not normally doing this. You're definitely not wearing the right footwear for it. So you suddenly ended up in some place that's very precarious. But you do have this help and the seed too is so clear. It's so, it's this promising new beginning. Once you land, once these winds of change blow you, or this destiny blows you to a new place, you've got the seed here that's going to start growing. So that's always a promise. Again, we have seeds here. You've got these ideas on your mind. This is the observer. You're looking very closely and carefully at something. This could be through media. You have the moon here again, so it's reflected light. It's not clear light. So, but you're very focused on just one thing in one direction. You're very focused on your future, and you're very focused on where you want to go. There's sort of a bit of a promise here too. I'm seeing in these seeds, a bit of a promise about where you're going to go, and that what you're focusing on is gonna come to fruition. So there's this ring here, which to me always means a commitment. So you're very committed to, you know, landing on your feet and getting through this hard time, which I love to see. I love to see that commitment. Hold on, I'm gonna take a little note. All right, that's just like a personal note here. So we're gonna move to the Moonology deck, which is new for me. We already have the moon present in 2 of these cards here. We definitely have, you know, a dark lack of clarity that you're experiencing right now. These moon cards are very clear for the most part. I am just starting to work with this deck, so okay, we'll take that. Of course, Cancer is ruled by the moon. A time for healing, balsamic moon. So maybe you're on a healing journey here and you don't necessarily know where you're going, but there's something to be healed from. So I wanted to look up that balsamic moon because it was triggering something as I'd sort of done some work on it before, that I wasn't, but I was. So the time for healing is like you are halfway through this journey, you know, what's behind you is behind you. This thing is fully behind you. This thing imploded. Okay. So what's behind you is behind you, and what's ahead of you is still ahead of you. But this is a time to heal and to dream and to really get focused on where you're going, because you're definitely going someplace. You're going someplace good. This also talks about you know, guidance and surrender. So you do have guidance here, you do have help here, and you are very focused on your future, and you're definitely working on leaving the past behind, and that is a path of healing. So awesome. All right, we're moving to the Santa Muerte deck. Again, these have been fully shuffled and prepared. Okay, for Cancer. Cancer, this is your past, your present, your inner landscape, what's at issue, your environment, your to-do list, and your possible outcome. Okay. All right, in your past, you have a very volatile situation, which is exactly what this looks like. This thing is blowing to bits and pieces. You have a war, a standoff vibe here. These are the only guns in the deck. The rest are all swords. So this was a very volatile situation, this Two of Wands. Very unsettled energy, a lot of anger, a lot of insecurity, a lot of fear, so much fear, you know, really blocking, really blocked. This is like just a very unsettled energy. Not talking about it, but feeling a lot of anger and frustration, but your mouth is covered, you're not really talking about it. And it was difficult to identify where that anger and frustration was coming from and exactly what it was about. So no wonder you're on this healing journey, but it was very volatile and felt unsafe. In your present situation, you have the Lover's card, which can be an actual relationship, a meeting of two, you know, a predestined meeting of two minds, but it can also be a choice, a path forward. So in the present situation, you know, are you going to unlock a path of heart, or are you going to stick with the logical path? So to me, this is, you know, we're trying to unlock something here. We're trying to, and we're trying to make a decision whether we're going to grab that key. Is this a key that's going to help us or not? So in your present situation, you're trying to decide between sort of the path less traveled and the freeway. Like, you know, freeway's easy to explain to people why you took that route and what you're doing, but the path less traveled is more intuitive, and it can be very difficult to talk about or explain it in ways that other people can understand. But you are on this very intuitive journey through a darkness, and with the moon pulling you. So at present, you're kind of dealing with this, whether you're going to take this divine guidance here and unlock this new path or this new relationship, or what, are you going to take this key that's being offered to you, or are you going to continue to just look at the mechanism and just look at what is? So this does also look to me like having to work together, having to work as a team. I don't see you working on as a team. Well, no, here we've got our team right here, and here we've got our team, our little birds being the cheerleaders here. So it also talks to me about working as a team to unlock a new path for yourself. Like there's help, there's help here. There's help that's coming in for you, that's here to help you unlock a new path, a new way forward. Your inner landscape, you're swallowing a sword. So you might still not be talking about what you're thinking. To me, this is like a good mental hygiene card of like just being extremely careful with our words and with our thoughts and with our ideas, you know, needing to have a lot of power and control over that. So you may be, you know, in this night ride and with this balloon falling apart and being halfway through this journey, you might be experiencing like a lot of fears, and you're doing everything you can to kind of control those and kind of keep them down and keep things logical. You're trying very hard to keep things logical. I'm not sure this path that you're dealing with at present moment wants to be logical. It is sort of a night ride through intuition, but you're trying very hard to be logical, to be clear, to be careful about how you're thinking about a situation. You're working really hard on that. You're mastering that. Clarity of thought is something that's really working. Speaking of clarity for thought, we have my least clear card of this deck. So we have the Four of Pentacles. So this has to deal with dealing with our resources, sort of playing with what we've got. And you may be clinging too hard to something, or playing too free and loose with it. So what we have is this bride who's like playing with her dollhouse at a bank. So she's in total control. So you might be trying to have way too much control. Here we have this focus. So this takes so much focus to have this clarity of thought. So you may be controlling your thoughts a little too much, but I mean, the situation really does seem to require it. But you might be clinging to something, clinging to the past, clinging to a situation that's meant to flow a little more, but it's not. It's being way too controlled, and that could be by you or that could be by somebody else. So there's a little too much control going on in the environment, or at issue here is maybe being toyed with a little bit. Someone might be toying with you, or you might be toying with somebody else. I don't see you toying with someone else. No, if you're watching my channel, you're a very good person and would not be toying with other people, right? So, but there is like this playing with, and it could be sinister. It could be being toyed with, or being over-controlled. In your environment, you have the Four of Wands. So you have this sort of bringing your wares to market vibe, or this leveling up vibe. So you are halfway there. You're partway through this journey. And this is a leveling up, bringing what you've learned, what you've grown, bringing it to market and being ready for, so there's a sort of a marketplace idea, shopping, needing to show the world what you have accomplished and how far you have come, wanting to display that and wanting to show people that you have really come really far on this journey, even though it's been such a difficult journey, that you are healing and you are growing as a person. So maybe, you're not all the way there, but this is sort of a leveling up card, and really wanting in your environment, there's sort of maybe a call to level up, or a call to the marketplace, to bring your stuff to the marketplace, to bring your ideas and your everything you've grown and the way that you've grown, to bring it out into the public. So that's being made public somehow. There is some sort of public marketplace going on here. Shop owner, being in a shop somewhere, earning money. That's what's going on in your environment. Your to-do list is getting curious about your emotions and how you feel. So this is also like a really deep healing work here, is feeling a lot of curiosity. The more curious we can approach, we are as we approach our emotions, not demanding that they be one way or another, not demanding that we feel more secure than we feel, not demanding that we feel not demanding, not dictating to ourselves our emotions, but getting very curious about emotions. The Page of Cups. So this is a lot. So the page is the learner. She's learning about things, learning about the world, and she's learning about, you know, the nature of what's in this cup. What is she feeling? How is she feeling it? What's it look like? What's it feel like? She's still definitely keeping it to herself. Look at this. This is locked up. Yeah, this healing, time for healing is get curious. You don't have to talk about it. We're not asking you to talk about it right now, but we're asking you to explore and get curious. So you've got a lot of control over your mind, and this is asking you to get more into how you feel, and that's going to bring you the rest of the way on this healing journey. This mind thing has worked really well in the past, but it may be time to let go of that and move more into this this emotional part and getting curious about your feelings about the situation. And that may be what takes you the rest of the way. Possible outcome, though, look at where we're going. I mean, in this initial, this is the sun, in this initial Oracle Mystical Moments deck, I mean, that's really what I was seeing is halfway through this journey. It is requiring a lot of focus. I mean, this is a very focused, you'd need to focus on this. But you are very committed to the outcome, and the outcome is very promising. And all these seeds you've got, look what's going to help them grow. We've got sunshine, clarity, so much clarity. So getting into your emotions, so far your inner landscape has been all about clarity of the mind, clarity of your ideas. You're being called to get curious and get clear on your emotions. And I think those two combined are going to bring you into this fabulous clarity here, where everything can grow. We're singing, we're playing music. We have the clarity we need. We have what we need to grow. So this time of happiness. So these little birds really are singing, everything's going to be all right. And you are on this journey. You are partway through this journey. You're very focused on. I mean, this can be clarity too. This focus can you can be on a journey to getting more focus, because this is right here is this clarity. Is something, you know, seeing very clearly, and it's a joyful seeing, you know, makes you want to sing. How you see and this growth and this clarity. I love clarity. Oh my God, clarity is the best thing ever. So anyway, so you are partway there. You're partway there. You've got a lot of darkness. You've come from a pretty volatile situation here. There might be someone messing with you, or there might be some sort of misunderstanding about control and what you can control and what you can't control that's causing an issue here. Yeah, so, all right. Well, get in touch with your emotions, get curious about them, and they're going to take you the rest of the way. So thank you, Cancer, for watching. I love your likes, comments, and subscribes. They're very exciting and helping my my little channel grow bit by bit, week by week. I super appreciate it. Thank you for watching.